Hello and welcome to the live stream. Today we're going to be talking about Kajabi and specifically subscription pricing and how to use the subscription pricing functionality for your online courses. But also something in particular that I'm going to be looking at today is how to offer in Kajabi the ability to have a differentiation between a monthly pricing structure and an annual pricing structure. Pretty much every single thing where you can get a subscription online is going to have something like this. This is Kajabi's own website. Where you can basically choose between the monthly price or the annual price, and you'll notice obviously the pricing updates for each of those different tiers that they've got. So this is something that I wanted to replicate for my subscription model for my courses, which is launching imminently, and I've just been putting the final touches to all the landing pages and things like that, and I want to be able to do the same thing, basically offering people a discount if they subscribe for the whole year, and just as I say, like every other subscription pricing page you've probably seen has. Kajabi didn't have the ability to do this built in terms of this little toggle that's going to switch between the pricing. So I had to look for a third-party solution to do that, and I've found something which is from a company called, I'll just tell you right now, CommonNinja, and they've got a load of different plugins and widgets, basically web widgets, and so you can use one with this. There is a price involved with this, so it's a subscription model itself, but I'll talk through the process of how to actually set this all up as well. So first of all, what I'm going to do is then go through how to actually set up the subscriptions for your courses. Now, in my case, I've got some existing courses already that people can buy sort of on for a single payment, basically. And I want to be able to offer all of those as a subscription bundle, basically, to all of my courses. I've got a whole load of new courses that I'm going to be releasing this year as well. And so by subscribing, you're basically getting access to, almost a new course every month, or a couple every month in some cases. Yeah, just doing it that way rather than people having to pick and choose between which ones they want. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll go straight over to Kajabi and just give a very brief rundown. I'm not going to do a sort of full tutorial on Kajabi or anything like that. Whoops a daisy, here we go. By the way, incidentally, I suppose I should say, now that I've flashed that up, if you are interested in using Kajabi, then do go ahead and check out my website. If you go to my landing page there, you can get your free trial of Kajabi. You do actually get a 30-day free trial rather than the standard 15-day if you use my link. Also, if you're interested in my Kajabi masterclass, you can register for that there as well. And if you sign up to Kajabi using my link, then that and indeed all of my other Kajabi training is totally free for people who sign up using my link, because they've got an affiliate program that I get a basically recurring commission from any referrals I make. So therefore, I want to just say thank you by offering all my other free Kajabi training to you as well. So I digress. Let's get on into Kajabi. So just briefly to break down how things work in Kajabi. You've got products, which is where you're going to create your courses. This is just a sort of dummy account, so I've just got a course in here. Then you have your sales, which is where you're going to set up your offers. And offers are basically how you are going to sell those courses. So there's often a little bit of confusion here in terms of this extra step that's in here. You create your product, which is your course, but then you create your offer. And it can be a little bit confusing because your offer is often just the course in itself. So you would think, well, why do you have that extra step? Well, the reason is that you might have an offer that contains two courses. So for example, like my Zoom masterclass, it does include the Zoom course, but I also bundle with that the eCam masterclass as well, because I think that if you're using, and you can see some of my other courses rotating down below me, but if you're using Zoom, then eCam is just a no-brainer to be using that as well. So I want to bundle that in. So that's why they do this thing where you have a product, which is your courses, or indeed, consultations or anything like that. And then you have the sales part, which is where you're going to create your offers. So what we're going to do is we're going to create some offers for our subscription model. Obviously, we've only got one dummy course in here at the moment, but the process will be the same essentially. Then you would have your website where you're going to have your sales funnels or your landing pages. So we'll look at how to build out that, and I'll show you the limitation that I was talking about with the Kajabi pricing tiers functionality. You can create pricing tiers, but it's just this switch between annual and monthly that they don't quite have yet. Although I encourage you all to put in feature requests. let me just come onto that. There's a couple of questions. I'll come onto those in a little moment. And then you have the website section, as I mentioned. So this is where we're going to have our landing page, that we're going to create our landing page with these different offers on. And I'll show you how to integrate this widget that I'm talking about as well. And then marketing is where you're going to have your email marketing and so on. What we'll do first, though, is we'll create our subscription offer. So create the offer, click on here. And I'm going to call this and let's create a couple of tiers as well. Let's call it just 2 tiers, and then monthly and annual as well. So let's call this, let's call the tiers basic and pro or something like that, just for the sake of argument. And I'll call this basic and then monthly. So this is our monthly basic tier. And then you select the products that you want to include in it. So if you've got an existing catalog that you've been charging on a one-off basis, just like my courses, then you'll see those all listed down here. So you're just basically going to select what you want to include in that. So selecting this, click continue, and then is this paid or is it free? So it's paid. And then I need to I need to connect a payment provider in this dummy account in order to demonstrate that. Well, that's a bit of a blow, isn't it? Let me see if I can do that a little bit later. Maybe not. Right, what I'm going to have to do then is I'll just have to go in here and just do something on the back end slightly whilst I to demonstrate this. Let me have a little look. Let me go back here. Go to main menu. Beg your pardon while I do this. I'll tell you what I'll do while I'm doing this. I'll just say a quick hello to everybody in the chat. Hey, Keely, great to see you here, and in the Discord, obviously, as well. Rebel Without a Reason, hey there. And what is the program you use to move Ecamm Live recordings onto your external hard drive? That's either a callback to a previous video, or you're just making a very educated guess. It's a program called Hazel. That is an automation app that you can set up rules based on folders. So when my Ecamm Live recording drops into a folder, I have it automatically move it over. So that's what I'm doing there. Hey, Bicky, great to see you as well. And hey, Dr. Elo, great to see you as well. And Richard's in the house as well. All the old favorites. And we are indeed taking a little look. And I'm saying this, that I'm just talking to the chat whilst I do something else, but of course I haven't done what I'm supposed to be doing. So let me get back to what I was supposed to be doing. And if I go into my products, what I can actually do in here is that I'll show you on my live site instead. How about that? Where is it? In sales. And I'll go into my offers. And this will show you what I'm talking about. So I'll create an offer in here. And I just want to make sure I'm not showing you some things that I shouldn't be showing you. And I'll come back over here. Right, so this is now actually just rather than in my dummy account, it's in my actual account. So I'll call this, again, basic monthly. And I'll change this to, here you can see all my different courses that I want to offer. So in this case, I actually want my Rodecaster Masterclass, the Beginner's Guide, Discord for Beginners, Home Studio Beginner's Guide, all these different courses that I'm going to add in to my subscription, so that basically everyone's getting all of these different courses when they subscribe, like that. And then check out of here. So here you can see that's the subscription. That's the different things that they're going to get. So I'm going to click on continue now. And here we've obviously already got my payment gateway connected here. Paid one time. So here's where we're going to change a subscription. By the way, the different options you've got here are either someone can pay one time, you can create multi-pay. So maybe you want to give people the option to pay, 3 payments over, 3 months, and they get lifetime access or something like that, whatever it happens to be. But in this case, we're looking specifically at this subscription model. Put a price in. I'm just going to say, let's say $47 a month. And the billing period is pay every month. And the options are every week, every month, every year. And so and then you put in the number of months as well. So if I click on this, save and finish, it's going to create this thing here. So we call that basic monthly. So now what I'll do is if I go into my offers, and I will come into here. This is where we can set that up a little bit more. But I'll just go here and create a new offer, which is going to be the annual one. New offer. So let's call this one basic, annual, and we'll just do the same with this. So you'd actually select all of the different things that you want to have going in there. I'll just leave it like that for now. It shows the point. Click on continue. And annual, maybe if we said the other one was $47, maybe this might be, you know, $470. So basically they're paying for 10 months, getting 2 free. That's a common sort of way to do this. So we'll just put in $470, bill every month, every year, and Stripe, and then click on save and finish. And by the way, when you do this, it takes you through to the settings for that that page. And here you can do things like edit the checkout. So this is going to show you what the checkout page is going to look like. So you want to go through and edit this for each of your different things. So it's got the here, you know, you can add in the values of that particular product. This is just the checkout page. We're going to obviously have a landing page that's going to have these things on it. So this is just showing you what the actual checkout portion of it's going to be. Let me just click back from that, or click on save. Go back to the actual details page. Now, what you'd want to do here is, because we are not actually creating a there's a differentiation here between a membership product in Kajabi, where you can create a membership site that people are paying to and having a subscription, and then they get access to different things. What we're doing here is creating a membership offer. And bearing in mind, in Kajabi, you have a limit on the number of products that you can have. Then doing it this way, it means that you can sort of add in different things, different products to it, and you're actually only using an offer which you've got basically unlimited offers that you can use. So what you would want to do, though, is with this, there's various different things you set up, just like any other offer in Kajabi. I'm not going to go through, as I say, a full Kajabi tutorial, but presumably if you're using Kajabi, you'll understand the concept of offers. And there's various things you can do when somebody signs up to an offer. So you're going to get a post-purchase email that you're going to send them, and so on, and give them access at a specific date. You could set things like that. But we're just going to leave all this as it is. But what you would want to do, though, is add in some automations for when they cancel. So you're going to basically, as soon as they sign up for this subscription, they're going to get access to all of those courses. What you would then want to do, though, is when they unsubscribe, you would want to revoke access to those courses. So when the offer is purchased, this is the automation section. You know, you could have it send them a special email. You could have it send them to a different page or something like that. But then you could also have set up things for, you know, when a subscription payment fails, either you're alerted or you send out an email, all of these different things. But offer subscription payment is cancelled, then you may want to revoke an offer or remove a tag or something like that. So you can set up all of these automations. So it's a case of just setting up automations, whatever makes sense for you for those pricing, for those different tiers. But there we've got so basic and annual. So that's just the process of how to go through and set up a pricing tier. Now what I want to do, though, is just come back to this whole thing of the way that the tiers are displayed on the web page when you're creating your landing page with the checkout. So what I'll do here is I'll just come back to my my other thing for a second and show you how that looks. So if I come back to here, so we're back in the dummy account now, and the process you'll understand is going to be exactly the same. But here, when you are creating the landing page, let's say this is the landing page for your whatever you want to call it. Mine's called the Take One Tech Academy, with these different pricing tiers. You might have a headline, a video. You're going to go down the page, presumably have information about all of the different tiers and things like that. So then when you do that, down at the bottom, you'll want to add in a pricing section. So if you click on this add section here, there is already a built-in sort of block, if you like, for this, which is here, these pricing cards. That's what they call those things where you've got the different tiers listed. So just like this. So this is where the sort of drawback comes in, because if I add this in now, we've got this block. You can go and add in all of your different levels, different benefits of your different levels. You can edit the names of them, change them to whatever you want. These are just basically stock prices that they've put in. You would have to obviously update these to be whatever you've got. I just demonstrated setting at one tier, but obviously you do that as well for your tier 2 and tier 3 as well. And then you can go in here and edit all of this information. So ideally, you would want to have a button just like Kajabi have got on their own website. that switches between the monthly and annual. However, they, as I've said, they don't have that function, and it's not really easy to work it in. You could say, right, well, as a workaround, maybe I'll have two buttons at the bottom with a call to action for the or the button to take you through to either the monthly or the annual version. But unfortunately, the structure of these cards, so each of these cards we've got here, pricing card 2, pricing card 3. If I click in that, you'll see the format of this. Basically, you've got a form for the name here, a form field for the name, and then you've got a space for the price, and then you've got a space for the caption, which is this bit, and then you've got this text box. So there isn't really a way to easily add in. It would get too confusing here if I put in 29 a month or 290 a year. Like that, it's just going to look weird, isn't it? So it's just not the way that people do it, assuming I can spell as well. It's just going to look a little bit odd. The only way that it was recommended by support that I could potentially do it would be to just create multiple blocks of these. So I could have basic, annual, basic, monthly, but it's just not the way people do it, is it? It looks weird, it looks cluttered, and so that is just definitely not what you want to be doing for this kind of thing. So the step, though, with using this, just if you are going to do it like that and you are doing a subscription and you're not offering a differentiation between monthly and annual, then if you come into here, then down at the button here, the call to action, what you would do for that is you would have it go to, so the button action go to URL, where you could have it go to a checkout page, and then in here would be listed all of your offers. As it happens, there's none listed because it wouldn't let me create that pricing tier in the this dummy account. But yeah, so that would just list all of the things, and in there you would have basic, monthly, basic, annual, or whatever. So you just select the checkout page that you wanted that to go to. But as I say, this wasn't really fit for purpose for me. So what I ended up doing was looking for this third-party solution, and it's called CommonNinja is the company that makes these widgets, and there's all sorts of different widgets on there for various different things. So if you're using not just Kajabi, if you're using any other platform, you may find some of these things are helpful for adding all sorts of different things into your website. But the one in particular that I was interested in was this pricing tables widget, and here you can see something that looks familiar. There's lots of ways that you can adjust the formatting of it and things like that. And lots of great features. So I've left a link to that in the description, and also just dropped it into the chat as well. It is a paid thing, so you're paying for there's a subscription to get all of the widgets, or you can pay like individually depending on which particular widget you want. Just to explain the pricing tier that I went with and why, it's basically this one down here for the where is it now, the pro level. And the reason for the Pro is because that one is the one that allows you to have the difference between the billing cycles. That's specifically it. It's this billing cycles functionality that you can switch between monthly, annual, weekly, daily, whatever it happens to be. I don't know if people pay for subscriptions daily, but there you go. So that's the one that I went with. You can have, there's monthly page view limits, so up to 100,000. You can use 100 widgets. Plans per table, so that's how many different plans. Here you've got like basically 4 plans, so you can have up to 6. The number of cells per plan, so the cells are effectively these blocks of text and the button and so on, so that's the another differentiation there, and then various other different things. So yeah, let's have a look then at how to set this up. So this is basically, once you do subscribe to this, there is a free trial, by the way. The free trial doesn't let you try the monthly and annual. That is something that is only available on the Pro plan or above. But let's have a look at how it looks. So basically here, you're just creating these little tables, and you're editing it all in their the CommonNinja interface. And what you can do then is you've got basically the content. You've got the way that it looks, and there's a series of templates. You'll see that some of these templates have got these little sort of icons on the corner of them. Those are all basically the paid plans. If you're on a paid plan of any kind, you can use those. If you're on the free plan, you're sort of more limited. But here you can see some basic just sort of ways that you can change the look of them. So there's all of these templates built in. So you can probably find something in there that will do the job. You can then go in and edit all of the colors and things like that of these different ones. I think I went with something like that because it's basically a fairly similar and plain style, much like the rest of the page. In fact, I should probably pull up the page that I'm actually putting this on, so you can see how it looks in reality. I'll just pull that up in a second. But the way that you edit that then is once you've got the basic look of it, the one that you want to start with, you can click into this advanced section. You can change things like the title color, text, background, the button color, and all that kind of stuff. And then also the billing cycles. So this is where you can change the style of that. But let's first of all go into the settings. So that's down here. And this is where you can choose to toggle on billing cycles. And as I said, you do need to be on the Pro plan to do this, but assuming you are, you just simply toggle that on. And then you can see we've got monthly and annual. You can change what that says. So I could change that to bi-weekly if you want, whatever it happens to be, daily. Let's just assume someone's going to be paying daily, but you just change those to whatever you want. The first one is always going to be kind of like the default that is going to be shown in the text there. And if you want text that is basically going to stay, whether it's on monthly or daily, or on whichever one of those you're on. In fact, let me change it back so that I don't confuse myself. Annual, you get the idea, or monthly. We can go through and change all of these different text elements now. So if I click on the basic, for example, you can change the name of that tier. And then if you want to have that text change with the toggle between those two different billing cycles, if you turn that on, then you can add something different in here. So maybe basic monthly, let's say, basic annual. You probably wouldn't do that, by the way, but I'm just showing you the point of this. You can have different text depending on whether you are on monthly or on annual, and you can see that you can also change the formatting. Maybe you want to just highlight some saving or something when you're on annual, in brackets with a smaller text saying saving X amount or something like that, whatever you want to do. Next is this block down here, the amount. So here is where you'd probably want to put something different. So here you might say, it might be one of these things where it says $19 a month, let's say, billed annually versus something else, $25 a month, let's say. In fact, let's copy and paste that so that we keep the same formatting and then call that one 25. So that's a common way to do it as well, is on the annual plan, it still shows you the monthly price, but it just says billed annually. And then you've got this cell here that you can add in different benefits or whatever for the thing. So feature 1, feature 2, etc. And that's just going to add that text in. That was just a single cell with multiple lines, but you can add more blocks in. So we can click here and add in more blocks to this cell. So at the moment that's showing that it is a button, but you can have it as text, a price block, a rating. So you can put in ratings if you want to have like a certain number of stars or something like that. You can add those in there. And then you can basically just rearrange all of these blocks as well. So it's sort of drag and drop, easy to edit. It's not difficult to sort of figure out where things need to go and how to use it. You can add in multiple different tiers as well. You can just click here to add more tiers in. It looks a bit weird because my browser's quite small at the moment to fit on the screen, but yeah, that just basically adds in multiple different tiers. And what else do I need to show you in here? If we come into the settings again for a particular cell, as well as the text, and you can format it, change the size, all of that kind of usual stuff. You've also got styles here, so you can change the background, the border, and things like that, and a tooltip, so when someone hovers over it, if you want to add anything else like that. The other thing that they can add onto here is these ribbons. So it's not showing up on here just at the moment, but let me just bring this up. Where is it? There's an option to add in somewhere. I've just deleted the tier. There's an option to add in like a ribbon over the top corner. So something like this. So you see those sort of ribbons where it says, popular or something like that. And you can obviously go in and edit that as well and change the text that you want. But then once you've done that and you've saved it, then basically you just take the code snippet and it's going to say, so if I click on save, and then copy the text, it's going to give you the text to paste into your website. So back on Kajabi, the way that you would do that is if we, in fact, let me just do that with that particular one. Where's it gone? Here. If I just grab that text a second, or whichever other website you're using, then I'll come back to Kajabi. So this is the old one that we had. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in just a plain code block instead. So let's just delete these pricing cards, and I'll add a section which is a code block, which is right down at the bottom of Kajabi in the blocks. Click custom code block, and then edit that, and we just paste that code in there. You want to make that probably the full width of the screen. So in Kajabi, this is how you adjust the sort of sizes. You can see it's already actually bought those different pricing tiers in though, and you would click on save there. So now we've got those pricing tiers showing up in Kajabi. So the thing to note though about this is we've obviously created these different buttons. So the next step that we'd want to do is actually link those through to those different offers that we'd created. So where we've created those different offers in Kajabi for our monthly pricing of each tier and the annual pricing, you want to make sure that those are now assigned to these buttons. So where we've got the buttons on the bottom of each pricing tier, you click on edit, and then that's a link. And so here the link to is always going to just default to their website, CommonNinja. So you'd want to just paste in here for the annual billing cycle for that tier, paste in the link to your checkout page. And then and the way you do that, by the way, is let me just find out where that is. If I come to my Kajabi, I just want to go into my back end again slightly. If I go to, where's that? I'm going to go to my sales pages. I'll bring this back up on screen in just a moment. It's actually the offers. Go to the basic annual one, for example, and then we can get the link from there. So I'm basically in the basic annual one that we set up, the little dummy one. Click to edit checkout, and you can edit the checkout page. But then just up here, you can see get link. So that's basically the link that you would then be adding into your into the widget just down here. You'd paste that link in there, and then that would then these would then, once you've saved them, those would then work on your Kajabi site. So it looks something like this. And in fact, if I just take you over to what my Academy page looks like. So here is my landing page for my Academy that I've been putting together. I've got to drop a video in there. But this is basically all the sort of value, what you're going to get in it. And then down at the bottom, we've got basically running a launch offer. So this is what I could do with Kajabi, and that was where I ran into this limitation. This is the Kajabi's built-in one, but it's just billed monthly. But here now I've got this widget that I've created. Still just got to update it in a couple of places, but basically here you can now switch between the monthly and the annual, and it's going to update those prices accordingly. So that's basically the process to go through. As I say, this widget is something that you can use with other platforms as well. It's not just Kajabi. I've put in a feature request for Kajabi to actually add in something like this because, as I say, every single subscription-based website offers this. You want to be able to offer people who want to sign up for a year the opportunity to do that and give them some incentive to do it with that discount. And so I find that this widget format is just the easiest way to actually allow me to do that in Kajabi. So I certainly highly recommend it. It is a paid widget, as I mentioned, but that means that it's something that's under development rather than just going and getting some ad hoc little bit of code to do it. I looked at other workarounds to do this, by the way, such as having a button on the Kajabi site that shows and hides certain sections. Again, there's not a way to do that easily in there either. So the button functionality that you have when you add a button into Kajabi is limited. You can't have it like show and hide a certain section, which would have been a workaround, but that wasn't an option either. So yeah, highly recommend this for your subscription pricing tables. That's about all I'm going to cover for today. However, I do just want to mention that last week I did a live stream all about how to use AI in your course creation process. And I actually created a PDF for that were basically teaches you how to go through and use it, the various ways that you can use it in course creation. So you can get a copy of that by going to my website as well, takeonetech.io/AI. I've left a link to that in the description and also in the chat as well. It's a free guide. Just go and grab that. It's whole series of pages taking you through from the initial ideation stage all the way through to launching your course and helping you with building out your email announcements and things like that for your launch process. And it's got basically all the different steps there covered. And I outline, in fact, in that as well, the steps required to create and launch a course. So even that in itself, hopefully, will provide a lot of insight and be helpful to you. You can grab that from my website. Hope you have found that useful. I'll leave a link to some of my other Kajabi courses or Kajabi videos, I should say, over on the right hand side to those that are watching on the replay. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy those. And thanks especially to all of my awesome channel members. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate all of you. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. See you soon.